Good morning, SMF Street Traders. Here it is. We've got the 310 call, and as a matter of fact, we've got the whole call option chain list right here available. What we're going to be doing during this upcoming week, which is the options expiration week, November 15th through the 20th, is we had some very, very huge volume. There was 46,000 traded here of that 310 call. And basically what we're going to be taking a look at is we got the total volume of contracts. There was 57,000 of the $320 calls up and out of the money. Right here, 57,000 contracts. They went clear down here to $1.07, and so that is a lot of contracts that exchanged hands there. That explains that a lot of people believe that Apple's going to go back up to 320 or higher based on the November 11/20 320 call. What we're going to be looking at specifically is we're going to be looking at this $300 call, which is $8 in the money. I'm sorry, that's a $300 put, rather, that made the money off of 80 cents to a high of 430. And there was 43,000 of the $300 put trade, and they were up $1.20. So we can kind of see where these people have been and what they're doing. One of the things that we're going to really want to monitor is this $300 call here. It's 1015 by 1035. It's in the money. The high was 1725. And they came down to 7.95, and they bounced $2 off the bottom. So I will be given MMT's prices to set on the 300, and naturally we're going to be looking at the 310 that we have in here as well. So there's a $300 call, and so first I will do the 310 call, which is on the chart here. This is at 300. So basically when we take a look at the 310 call, here's our market. 890 is on the high. The low was 311, and it bounced, and it's slightly, Apple closed at 308.03, bounced $5 off the low. What a nice move that was. You can watch on stockmarketpenny.com all of them live entries and live exits using the live SMF trading platform. So basically what we are doing here on the weekly chart is that 50-week moving average is where you have that humongous bounce off that bottom. That's where the buyers came in. Right at this purple or pink line is rising in its 50-week moving average. Very important. The moving average below it is called a 10-week, and that's clear down here at this price level. I will be happy to draw a trend line there for people, so the MMTs can see where that 10-week moving average is, or slightly above it. That's right about here, and that's about 296. And basically that 310 call, I'm going to give alarms out. Right now we've got to deal with this 4-week topping process, and Apple is overbought, and it does need to pull back. And that's the weekly Apple chart. Now, having said all of that, the contracts are not inflated. They were inflated over here. They got deflated. But now they're even more deflated than any other time since this November contract is traded. Therefore, I'm going to pause the tape, and I'm going to give the SMF MMT orders alarm alerts to have set, because Google's trend is strong for the expiration. And granted that the market's overbought, and the Chinese news about inflation and having to raise rates, why the rest of the world is hoping China keeps going. Now we got the Ireland debt. So we have a lot of things, lots of news, other than the only thing that we really look at here as an SMFT options market maker is that deflated end and where it's going to come down to, and where we can buy it and make money during the options expiration week. So I'm going to put the tape on pause, and I'm going to give these orders out now to the MMTs. So let me pause the tape down. I've given the MMTs the prices.
310 call.
Okay, on the 310 call. Now I'm going to move to the $300 call. MMTs, this right here is an Apple $300 call, which we know is $8 in the money. We also know that there was 11,574 open volume interest traded with a high of 17 and a quarter and a low of 795, and we bounced a couple dollars off that bottom. When we were inflated, we're right back down here to where we're not up here at the highs. That's inflated. We're going to get down into the nitty gritty here, where these contracts were. They were down here at $6 or so, or close to it, $5.90. And that what we're looking at here is how they had made that great move, and the public never sells, and then they came down. They reported their earnings, they dropped down, they popped back up, they came back, and we had a nice trend in the equity, and the calls got some value back up here toward the inflated. Now we're back down in here, and we're coming into the deflated zone, and I'm going to pause the tape, and I'm going to give the SMF MMTs on 10/14 of 2010 here and now at 10:09 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to give them the entries that we'll be using, and we'll be watching the prices next week. So basically, let me pause the tape and give out the orders. I've given the prices out to the MMTs, and once again, the reason why the markets had to correct was because there was little upside, because when they get this inflated, they can't stay up here, nor will they stay up here. Okay? So therefore, there had to be a correction, and I've given that out. It's going to be a wonderful options expiration week. All MMTs will get hit wholesale and sell back retail, just as we did on Friday. You buy them down here. You always get wholesale as a SMF MMT market maker options power trader. You're buying wholesale and constantly selling back to the public, because the public rides them down. They get a bump. They don't sell them up here. They ride them back down. They're just a big mess. And every time we buy them in these kinds of moves here, and we sell right back to the public and let them have their ownership at the highs. Now, when they get washed out during the auctions expiration week, we'll come in here and buy wholesale and sell back to the retail public, because an SMF MMT is a market maker, not a public day trader. There's a whole big difference at what we do here at SMF. An SMF is a market maker at wholesale price action and selling back to the retail. It's going to be a good week for options expiration, and it's going to be wild as it is every month. And we are coming down into the deflated territories for these call options. Once again, MMTs, rejoice in price action.